Hey now, hey now.
Ooh,
What's up, everybody?
where did
What's
Ben go?
yeah? I was wondering. Think I think he might have been he might have had like a computer crash or something like that.
All right.
We'll get him back. All right, everybody, welcome to Hot Book Alert Live. It's Sunday night. It's 9 o'clock on the dot. We're doing things. We're shaking. We're moving. We're popping. We're having a good time. It's
I
all
gotta tell you,
love.
I gotta tell you something real quick
What's up?
that had me not laughing. It put a smile on my face.
Uh huh.
I'm in my LCS today, and a dude walked in that I see from time to time. He's a
Uh huh.
regular there, and he comes over to me and he goes, were you on YouTube on this guy Mercenot's YouTube show? And I'm telling you, it's like, it's weird because I've never had anybody. I've had guys that ask me about Beyond Wednesdays, but
Yeah.
it's like the first time somebody specifically said your show. And I just said, yeah, man. I said, I'm loving it, man. I said, this is, I think I've been on like 3 or 4 shows, and I said it's really cool. And he said, let me tell you something, man. He said, I've been watching him for years, and he said, and you're really, really. He said, it's really cool seeing you on there with him. Mixing it up with him.
Yeah.
He said, because I'm a huge Mercenaut fan, and I said, so am I. I said, if you watch the first show, I said, I'm surprised I wasn't sweating. I said because I said I was nervous being there, and I think when I'm nervous, I can't shut up. So I was like, I don't. And he goes, no. He said, really? He said, trust me. He said, the more talking, he said, it wasn't bothering me. He said, I watched that whole 4 hour show. And I said, yeah. So it's the first time. I just wanted to tell you, somebody did approach me and asked me about if I was the guy on your show. So it
That's
was pretty,
funny.
pretty cool and funny at the same time. So
All right. So we have the trifecta here. So we've got me. I'm your main man Mercenat coming to you on the ones and the twos. I still don't know what that means, but I'm saying it because I think it sounds cool. Joining me once again, he's a regular now. Heroes Reborn Comics. Everybody loves you, man.
yeah, I
They
just need to
appreciate
get
you.
that love off YouTube. How about that?
See, the
No.
internet is not a real place.
No, no. I get a different type of love at shows, which is the same but different, and I
Yeah,
appreciate that because I hope when people come across me at the table at a show that they walk away feeling the same way they feel watching your show. You know what I mean?
hell yeah.
So, because in person it's the same thing. You're doing a show but live.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, and back from his triumphant European campaign.
Yeah, man, happy to be back. Yeah, I was watching the shows while I was traveling, so glad to back on. And yeah, that would traveled through Europe for some work stuff. Found a couple of cool comic books, but yeah, tonight we're talking about hot books on the Mercenaut channel.
Yes, sir.
Alexander the Great, like the way you conquered like that. Okay, can you show the people, for people that don't know? We've talked about this a lot, but since you're here,
Yeah, so I found this digging in a shop in West London. There were people hitting me up. Which shop was that? I didn't really want to tell anybody because
hell no, screw that.
I don't want. Well, first of all, I don't want the shop owners to like, what the fuck did we do, sort of thing. So, but yeah,
Don't you hate when they ask, where'd you find that? Like, screw you. I'm not telling you. I'm not blowing my spot up.
Listen, man, if you do a little bit of work, you could figure out. Like,
Yeah.
there's not that many places to dig in London. But yeah, so this is the Bradman, birthday bar mitzvah comic that they made. DC actually wrote something about this. I was looking on some site, and they verified that they did 200 of them.
Yeah.
I don't, and not all of them, not all of 200 even went to the guy, but his it's because DC had a few in their offices, and Mark Waid, he has a copy, and that's where he got it from. He stole it from DC's offices, apparently. So yeah, I was at this store that I go to all the time when I'm in London, and I go it's kind of a weird setup. There's like a lower level, and there's like the desk there, like where you check out, and there's some boxes. And I don't know, I just went right for the middle one. It was like a mismatch of DC stuff. There was some Superman front, so I'm flipping through, like it was the second or third book, and I see it, and I just kind of stop my tracks. I'm like, wait a minute, is this what I think it is? And I was like, it can't be. So I pull it out, like there's no number on it, there's no price, nothing. And I'm like, holy shit, this is that book. So I take it, and then I go walk up the 4 or 5 stairs, and I dig some more. I'm looking at this, and I'm trying to look it up, but I can't really get a connection. I'm like, this is that freaking book. And then this Italian couple walks right in after me, and they go right to that bin that I was in, and they're pulling out all these Superman books. I don't know what they're saying, but they're just hyper focused on Superman. And they went up to the front the front guy. His dude was so hungover. He's like, "You got any more of these?" He's like, "Nah, what we've got is there." It's like, and so they're just going back. And I don't know if it was just a coincidence that they just wanted to buy some Superman comics, but then they left, and they came back like 2 minutes later and started looking again. And I think they bought like 4 or 5 Superman comics and left. And meanwhile, I'm in the back of the store, like going through other bins, just building a stack of books. Like, the last thing I wanted them to do, the company asked, "Did you pull any Superman books out of that bin or anything?"
What'd you buy? What are you buying?
I made a little stack, and then I got the fuck out of there. But if you would have asked me, I would have never ever guessed I'd ever find this book in the wild, ever. But the culture for comics, I'll say 2 things about the culture for comics in Europe. One, it's booming. Like, those stores are always packed. Like, any of the comic shops I was in Europe, there were always a lot of people in there looking at comic books, like to the point where it's like elbow to elbow. But the second thing is that the way, they don't have the collecting mindset in the same way that we do. Like the value of the books, that doesn't mean the same thing to them. It's really just about the reading and the stories, which is great. But this whole culture of digging and collecting rare books, it just doesn't seem like that's the priority there. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just an interesting observation.
Like so in Japan, I hear that, like with anime, like they'll read a book, they'll read it, and then they'll just place it somewhere public for someone else to pick up and read.
Just like pass it along.
Mm-hmm.
So and I would hear guys talking about like books. They just buy them because they like the look of them. I just didn't see too many, because you can pick up reasonably good deals over there.
Yeah.
Pretty on the regular. And they just, I don't know. They just don't have that same hunt that a lot of us have. The other thing I would say, I heard the guy running one of the shops in London saying that the cost of rent, because this one store had been there for a long time, like, has forced everybody out of business. He's like, nobody can afford to keep a comic shop open anymore. He's like, my guess, I just heard him overheard him speaking with somebody. He's like, my guess is that when the economy slows down here and rents come in, that you might have a rebirth of comic stores in London, because he knows a lot of guys that are sitting on a shit ton of books.
Oy vey.
That they would open a store with. So we'll see.
So, Liger Style says, Ben starts World War III with the Superman. I believe that. His purchase of the Superman Bradman is probably the equivalent of the assassination of Archduke Ferdinand.
Yeah.
I that Italian couple has power, and that is the one thing that they don't have, and they're willing to raise hell across Europe to do it. And I totally believe that. I think you don't understand what you have wrought upon the rest of the world with your purchase of the Superman Bradman.
Well, we will see. Hopefully, it doesn't come out work out like that. It's just a comic book, but
okay. Have you figured out what sent that couple into such a frenzy for the Superman books?
No, I don't. Like I said, I don't know if it was just me being like hyper paranoid. It was just weird that they didn't go to the back of the store. It was just those front few bins right when you walk in.
I have a theory
that they were fixated on.
I have a theory of what they were up to. I have a feeling somebody was digging there prior, didn't know what it was, took a picture, and then maybe a collector friend said, I was looking at this book, but the guy's asking £8. Maybe that's a lot for them. I don't know. And maybe that one particular guy that's a lot for. And then maybe he shared it with somebody, and that guy said, "Holy shit, did you leave that there?" And they went back. Because I'm just trying to see if that's what it could have been. Like another guy just took a picture of it and said, "It's £8, but I didn't know if to pull the trigger. I don't know if it's $1 book or $50 book, and that guy probably said, I'm running over there right now, so
yeah, I mean that is perfectly reasonable. I mean that very well could happen. I could not understand what they're saying. I don't speak Italian, unfortunately, but it was weird that they were fixated on Superman books and specifically that bin. So
that is amazing. Okay, so I put this question out there on Long Story Short. Okay, so Ben had to travel a half a world away to get this book. Now, if you knew that this book was at a particular place a half a world away from you out there in YouTube land, would you travel? Now, you couldn't buy anything else. You couldn't travel. You couldn't buy any other collectibles. And the only money that you could spend, only other money you could spend was for like the flight there and like the flight back, maybe an Uber. Would you do it?
Just to get the one book?
Yeah, just to get this particular book. Would you do it? And I would say probably like a VF copy, nice VF copy. Would you do it?
What's the length of the flight, first of all, from where you are to there?
Yeah, from Boston to, it's not bad. Boston to London is like 5.5 hours. But it's shorter going than coming. So coming home, you pick up, you don't get the jet stream. So it's like 6.5 coming home, 6.5. So it's not terrible.
Okay.
And is it an expensive flight? Like, is it pricey?
If you're smart, you can get reasonably good flights to London, like JetBlue out of Boston.
Round trip approximately. What is it?
If you're smart about it, you can get it for $700-800 probably. Maybe less. Maybe if you're really savvy, maybe you get a little bit less than that. But
but to go there just for the one book and come back.
You couldn't catch a soccer match over there. You just got to get the book, get right back on the plane, and come home.
Pretty much. I'll tell you what. You can soak in the culture, but you can't spend the money. But you can't spend anything on any other collectibles.
That's it. One book, have a dinner, a drink, and come back.
Yeah.
Well, personally for me, I'm not Ben. I told you I'm not a huge DC guy. I may balk on that because if it's going to cost approximately $1,000 for the flight, and then let's say a day's flying or 2 days because you fly there, eat dinner, and fly back the next morning, it just seems like a lot for a book that might be $2,000. So I don't know. It'd have to be a book I really love, and it's not this for me. It's not about value.
I got you. Okay, now, now you kind of knew, Ben. You had like kind of a tertiary knowledge of this Superman Bradman, right?
Yeah, no, I knew enough about it. I mean, I knew the story about it. I knew that it was super rare.
Did you know that the guy was an English property tycoon?
Yeah, so I did. That was my inkling, saying this is here because I believe this thing actually was, it was done out of London or England,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. So I had that in the back of my.
Okay.
I had heard the story before.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, okay, is that why this is here? So, but I had to go back and refresh everything. But I had definitely heard and known about this book.
So it kind of when you found it, it kind of clicked.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw it, once again, it's what it is like when you see these books in the wild. Sometimes that you don't expect to see. You get kind of like a huge adrenaline rush a little bit, man. And I just had to double check, like, is this? Because a lot of the Superman books, like over the years, they kind of look a little bit the same. With the trade dress.
Yeah,
they all kind of blur together a little bit. But once I remember those two kids clearly from when I'd seen it. And then when I could see no number on it, I was like, "This is it. This is." So
what was the actual physical sensation?
I was sweating like a pig, man. I was sweating like a pig, and I was stuck between like wanting to dig in this store some more because
Imagine multiple copies, Ben,
of this book.
Just imagine. I'm saying if you continue digging and you find 2 or 3 more,
then I would have been asking myself, what the fuck's going on? No, but just digging for other stuff in there. But I also wanted to get the hell out of there. I'm like, I just want to pay for this thing and get out of there because I'm probably not going to find. I'm almost certainly not going to find anything else like this good of a deal. But yeah, once the store kind of like calmed down, I went and paid for it, and then. It's funny that the store next to it, there's a bookstore next to it, and in the back of that bookstore, probably going to give it away. There's like a comic book room, all 50-cent books. So I went in there, but everything was beat to shit. I didn't find anything good, but sometimes I found good stuff in there.
Nice.
Yeah, as far as the print run on this, let's just assume DC is correct when they say 200. Let's also assume that maybe 10 copies were kept by staff there, different staff members. And then you have to also assume it's a party and half those people didn't give a shit about bringing home a comic, probably tossed it.
Big time.
Then knock down more percentages off by the kids that read it to death, destroyed it, and eventually some mother threw it away. So that book survived that party, journeyed, wherever it went, eventually ended there in your flight, and everything just crisscrossed at the right path.
Yeah, man. It would be wild to know,
right?
How that the path that book took.
Oh my god! Yeah,
right.
That would deserve a movie in and of itself.
Yeah.
But the fact that you have it now and it's where you are and you have options, choices with it, which is whether clean it, press it, grade it, or just throw it in a mylight. But just the fact that you came back with that, and because you came back with a whole lot of other nice books. I was watching a lot of your posts, and but this is like so fucking amazing, man. It's such a unique find, and again, congratulations.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. No,
Yeah.
this is the joy of digging, man. Like I don't know, if you don't dig for comics, like it's a fun part of the hobby. Like most days, you're gonna come up empty, right? You're not gonna find much of anything. That's part of it. But
most, yes.
Every once in a while, you may find something, pretty damn cool. So, but I know it's not for everybody. A lot of people don't have the patience, but I don't know. There's something cathartic about it, just going through the boxes, seeing what's next.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I have to imagine, like, when that couple came in to the store, he's like, oh shit, I'm not gonna make it out of here in one piece. you were already on edge, and then this couple that doesn't speak the language come in asking about Superman. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm gonna have to fight my way out of here.
So, and the only reason I knew what they were looking at, because the way that the story is like I said, you walk in and there's like just like the entry level floor, and they have like a couple of bins there. You got like a wall of like just like regular books, and then you walk up. Then the stuff in the back is just like 4 steps higher. So I was looking in boxes and I was looking down on them, looking through the Superman stuff. So I was standing on the other side looking like,
oh shit.
And they weren't, and there's probably 5 bins there, and they weren't looking at any of the other ones, just in the Superman stuff.
I could just imagine you looking down on them, and they happen to look up, and then they point at you, and you're like, "Oh shit!" like that scene in Bad Boys.
No, it's more like the scene from Body Snatchers when somebody realizes you're not an alien and just starts screaming and pointing at you.
We got a witness.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to like keep to myself, like just kind of like go through the bins and just. But yeah, it was weird. Like I said, this may have had nothing to do with it. It was just really, it was just really weird. I just put it that way. That how interested they were in Superman comic books. And maybe the movie just came out. Maybe that's all it was.
Man, that would have scared the shit out of me. Might have been like, I would have to keep one hand on the book and then the other hand like kind of like this, lined up, just in case.
That was the thing. Like, you know, when I was digging, I put the book in. Like, I had like 3 or 4 at the time books, and I just stacked like right next to what I was digging at. But like, I didn't want to let go of it. I don't know. It was
What was going through your mind at the checkout at the cash register? Like while they were going through the books and pricing everything up, what was going through your mind?
I was just making small talk with the guy at the register.
Man. I wish you recorded that. I wish you had like a body camera or something. It would have been so great listening to the Italian couple and then your interaction at the register.
Well, Carter had asked, like, did you want to ask them where they got this book? And I was like,
no. No. You get out. You run out of there.
So, I mean, I would have liked to have known that, but I don't think. I mean,
the Italian.
I'm just imagining you leaving there, and you couldn't wait to sit down somewhere and then start researching it on your phone, whether it was at a restaurant or a deli or well, you probably didn't. Did you make it back to your hotel room before you started looking on your phone with the book?
There was a Starbucks right next door, so I had it in my backpack and stuff. I went and got a coffee, and I was just like, all right, there it is.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't wait.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
But amazing, very amazing.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, everybody's tired of the story at this point.
All right, let's get into Hot Book Alert Live, shall we?
Let's go.
Some sales. Let's get into some sales. But good times, Ben. All right. Okay, so look at this. Look at this. We've got a 9.8 Newsy Amazing Spider-Man number 94.
Right.
$2,000. So I remember back during the crazy time, like this was around 5, right?
Yeah, this book popped pretty good. But I would say is do not pay a premium for the Newsy in this book. If you go through the listings on eBay, what you will see is that the direct, and this is the first year directs came out for Marvel, it has the slash through it, are far fewer in terms of listings than the Newsies. And everybody says, give me a newsstand, give me a newsstand, give me a newsstand. But for this book in particular, the direct is the harder one to come by.
Okay, next is Sally Forth, number 8. Look at this, a 9.8. This is, to me, I'm blown away by this.
Yeah, a 9.8 in this book is impressive.
Sold for $2,000 after 12 bids. I don't know, man. This looks like it should have gone for more because every copy that I've seen of this is like rusted staples,
dirty cover. I mean,
yeah, a lot of creases along the spine. So, yeah, this is pretty. To me, this is amazing.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good price, and this is This is one of the more obscure Adam Hughes.
Show
John,
it
is,
again.
is that a 9.8?
No, I wish. I caught this on eBay for $250,
Nice.
and I felt like $250 for me was fine because this guy already said he looked through the case. He said if you know somebody who's good at pressing and cleaning, it definitely has never been cleaned or pressed, and I can see that. So I'm thinking about giving it to Joe one day when he's not too busy and see what he can do.
How did the staples look on that?
Staples. What do you mean, as far as what, rusty or
Yeah,
clean
yeah.
or? They're not shiny anymore, that's for sure. It looks like there is some slight browning on the staple, but it's not leaking out into the color of the spine. You would see
Oh,
that right away because the spine is, I mean, the cover of the book front and back is white. So if there was any leakage of any rust or anything,
no
it'd be all over.
migration.
No. But again, you can clearly see there's room for improvement. It's not going to break. Probably not a 9. I would say if there is magic in this, 9.2.
Okay.
A nice little bump
So,
if you can get that, though.
yeah, it's definitely worth a try for what I put into it.
Well, I found my rusted staple copy in the dollar bin about a year ago, and where I had sold my previous copy, this one is staying in the collection. But I don't know, man. I think in the long term, this is amazing. So, which one would you rather have, the Sally Forth 8 or the Spidey 194?
As much as I love Black Cat, I would go for the Sally Forth. It's just such a rare book, particularly in that grade.
As I figured. Why they all have rust? I know. It's just, probably the poor staple quality. That's what I'm thinking.
Those books were made for all of them. That's Eros, right? All of those books, every one of them's always rusted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see the beginning stages of some type of rust buildup on that, but it's not crusty and and bleeding into the book. It's just a hint of it.
So if you can find some Eros books from that time period, I don't know, probably might do a staple swap. Never know. All right. Next up is Amazing Spider-Man #1. A CGC 4.5 sold for $10,377 after 62 bids. Not too much to say about it. I remember, I think it was my buddy Josh. He had this book. I remember he had gotten in that collection of Josh Harlan. He had gotten in a collection of early Spidey, just early Silver Age in general, and he had this. And he had this. This book was really solid, and I think he had just $5,000 on it. And this thing, and it looked way better than a 4 or 5. I know that. But yeah, 10,000 for a 4 or 5.
That's not bad. I don't think so.
Good price. All right. What's next? Okay, so here's, to me, not necessarily a filler issue. It's kind of like a tweener. You know what I mean? It's like not necessarily a key issue, but
but it's a very classic Steranko cover, though.
Yeah. But Cap 113 CGC 9.8 sold for $2,049 after 6 bids.
You're seeing a lot of this though lately, right? Your high grade, tweener books, for lack of a better term, right? That are going for big money, right? You're seeing a lot of this lately, from late silver to bronze. You're seeing some of these 9.8s go for some pretty good sales across the board.
I remember being excited to have this when I got it, but then after a while, I'm just like, you know what I mean?
The Captain America issues in that part of the run are all really, all those Steranko covers are really, really nice. Like there's a Hulk cover.
Yeah.
There's a couple of really nice, maybe about 4 or 5 issues that are really nice. And the problem is, if I got this in a 9.8, I'd be looking for the surrounding Steranko issues in 9.8.
Ah,
Yeah,
Collect them all in 9.8. Yeah.
I
gotta
think so.
catch them all.
Just that little pocket of Steranko that was in 5-6 issues, maybe the most, I think. So
All right. New York World's Fair 1940 CGC old label 4.5 sold for $3,090 after 3 bids.
Only 3 bids on this, huh?
For the money, which one are you taking? The New York World's Fair or the Sally Forth? For the money.
uh, if I could say something real quick, I'll keep it short. I would
Sure.
go with probably the Sally Forth, only because the fact that it's in a 9.8 and it looks like it's white pages. I'd say that's probably a little more of a phenomaly than getting a 4.5 in that World's Fair. I'm pretty sure that you can get 2.0 to 4.5 on a regular basis on that book when you do come across it. So
yeah, the Sally Forth all day for me. There's only 5 9/8 of that book,
okay.
and in Hughes, I mean, Hughes stuff always moves. The rarer the better. So
I got you. All right, next, another key. Look at this, a 3.0 Journey into Mystery number 83. So this sold for a 3.0 sold for $4,261 after 17 bids. Does that seem like a good price or nah?
I've never had this. It feels a little on the low end, but I'd have to look it up to see. But I'd love to own one, but I just never had it.
I would say Thor being, I'm gonna just take a wild guess at a number here, maybe less than top 10 most relevant superheroes in the Marvel universe. And then just being what it is, a legendary first Silver Age appearance of him. $4,000 sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I would say especially if there's no detachments and no like
and 3.0 is like the bottom. Like you don't want to go any lower than that.
right. Yeah, that's solid.
So that's the cutoff. Yeah.
All right, take a look at this. Mark Spears Monsters #1 cover B, the Bela Lugosi. So this sold for 200 raw.
That's my purchase.
You bought that book?
That's mine, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. So let's hear from the buyer.
Pickup.
Let's hear from the buyer here.
And it's ridiculously high grade. Like this is definitely a 9.8 candidate.
Okay.
So I did speak to the guy. I asked him for pictures outside the bag because you can see he had pictures in the bag.
Yeah.
And he was very cool about sending me like 8 pictures. And then I made him an offer and he was cool about taking what he can on it, and that's it. And but I caught him like the second it went up. I sent him an email about pictures, not an email, an eBay message for more pictures. And once I saw the pictures, I couldn't, I just said, "What do you think about 200 on it?" And he said, "Sure, shoot me the offer, and it's yours." I said, "All right."
Nice.
But I was sweating the whole time because I was like, somebody's going to swoop in and grab me for the asking price.
That's the worst part about negotiating.
While you bullshitting around, somebody else going to buy it.
But also, I didn't want to alert him to that the book actually gets a whole lot more than that in that grade. So I was just like, between raising, his attention level and somebody else swooping in, there was a lot of sweating going on in the conversation. So
it's a delicate balance. You got to know how to work it. Okay, so the very first time I ever saw the this cover here, I immediately thought of like the Bela Lugosi Tales from the Grave.
Yep.
Yep.
And I am surprised that these were hot for a minute, but not too much anymore.
Right.
I don't know. And like this whole series.
The Popeye one,
because like when I saw like Mark Spears art, I immediately thought of this series here.
Mhm.
So, but I just thought that was interesting. All right, next is Golden Age Ghost Rider #1, 1950. So it's CGC. So I don't want to. That's not Frank Frazetta. I don't think. But this 5.0 sold for 700. I don't know. I'm thinking if I saw this at a show, if I saw this at a convention for 700, I'm thinking I would have whipped out the credit card on this. I'm thinking
700.
I think.
It's a good looking book, and nobody loves Golden Age Ghost Rider like you, Carter. Right?
Bro, love me some Golden Age Ghost Rider. Love it. All right. Check this out. Now, I've talked about this book for probably the last month. Nightwing 105, Dan Mora cover B. Now, this is a cover B. Now, this isn't a ratio. And this cover B, I talked about this selling for 150. No, I think it was like selling for about 100, like a month ago, right? And it was like it climbed from like 50 to 100, and then like there were a couple of $150 sales for this a couple of weeks ago, and you have this $125. It was like a buy it now. So $125 sale this week. Oh, just today, actually. And this book is still going strong. And I noticed that the cover B, like certain cover Bs, not all of them, but certain ones from Nightwing and Red Hood Outlaw, like they go for really decent money. And not even like, and there are ratio variants for Nightwing, but they don't go for that much. They typically just go for ratio.
Yeah, I mean, this was the era where I just don't think, because you had to pay, the cover Bs were an extra buck, right? And I don't think the stores were buying any of them, or not many of them. But I've got this side because I would always pick up the cover Bs when I saw them.
Yeah,
and then certainly like in the blowout sales for like for a buck. I just grab every DC cover. So I've got this. I gotta find the damn thing. 120. You gotta be kidding me. But Nightwing books are going crazy right now.
Yeah, those cardstock cover Bs were going for $1 more. Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. The Nightwing storyline wasn't there a writer on this particular part of the series where the story took a turn and started gaining a lot of interest? Is this the part of that
I
uptick?
wasn't reading it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I don't collect DC, and the reason why I started to buy the issues around this area, because now all this shit with these uptick on these sales now, I'm gonna have to start digging in my own boxes to find all of these Nightwing books I have. I do remember guys talking on YouTube shows on how great the story was, and just me looking for something good to read, I started to buy them, and I'm wondering if that's what it was. Is it just the storyline, or is it the artist that people are chasing?
I mean,
'Cause
I know
noticed
Dan Mora is really hot right now. It might be. Yeah, my guess is that people are finding out that they're a little more scarce than probably expected, and then that Dan Mora just having a following right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Dan Mora and Yasmin Putri, like those are the two cover artists from like that 2022, 2023, 2024 time period where their work was like really sought after, like on like I said, Nightwing and Red Hood. It's like the damnedest thing. It's weird. It's like really weird. But yeah, Dan Mora is like the go-to like cover artist right now.
He's hot as hell. I mean, I've always liked his stuff. Like it doesn't maybe do as much for me as it does for others, but he's always been solid. But yeah, he's got a big following right now.
Yeah, for sure. I know, right? Okay. Some Golden Agers here. Well, a Golden Ager. Tales of Terror Annual, number 3. So this 7.0 sold for $2,000. I mean, high grade ECs, yeah, they're I don't want to say they're plentiful, but they're like slightly less than plentiful. How about that?
I mean, if there's always one available if you want one. You know what I mean? Like they're not hiding out in people's collections. If you want to get your hands on one of these, there's usually one to be had somewhere. Pretty easy. So, and I think they're cool as hell, but I'm always just drawn to a little bit more obscure, a little bit harder to get your hands on stuff. So.
I totally understand that. Totally. Next is Fantastic Four number 2. So this sold for $2,155. Which one do you like better, Fantastic Four or the Tales of Terror?
Definitely FF.
For the money.
Probably going to go with the FF, but it's a close one for me, to be honest with you. Probably FF.
Now, you notice I never answer these.
That's first Scrolls, man. Second appearance of the FF, and they didn't even have costumes yet. They were still running around in street clothes.
Yeah, I will say there's something charming about the FF2 cover. And like you said, they're still in like just regular clothes.
If you think about it, FF 1 and 2 is equivalent to Iron Man in gold armor or Hulk still being gray. You know what I mean? Like it's before they transitioned into what we know today. With the blue costumes and the number 4. They didn't even have a designated number. You know, like there was no uniform yet. And they're still just wearing, you know, like Ben is wearing trench coats and, you know, Reed is in a suit and Sue is still wearing the typical, you know, housewife dresses and the Johnny's in college clothes.
They were superheroes, but still pre-superheroes, right?
Right. Issue 3 was the big issue as far as if you're looking for that epic, you know, first costume and fantastic car, all that stuff. So.
And the scrolls are on the cover.
Right. They're on cover. And then you're seeing a display of all their powers, you know, Thing all rocked out and Johnny blowing up in fire. She's invisible. He's stretching. I mean, like everything is going on that cover. Backdrop is all yellow. You know, yeah, I've got this in a 4.5. So it's like I would probably sell a 1 before I sell the 2. I know that's weird for people, but for me it's not. So
I understand. I can understand that. Yeah. And okay, so we have to me this is a filler issue. Avengers 70 CGC 98 sold for $1,000 after 28 bids. A little over $1,000 after 28 bids.
It's good to know
if that's low or not. 98.
This is for the 9.8 snobs.
Yeah, no. You're seeing these 9.8s from books like this go for respectable amounts lately. Just
I guarantee you, though, if you look up on the census, there's a lot of high grades from this particular era because I found a run of Avengers from this number series, like between 60 and like 85, and I sent about 4 or 5 in for grading, and I got 9.4 and 9.6 on all of them.
Wow!
I didn't get a 9.8, but I don't think it's unusual. I bet you the census is high for anything like 9.4 to a 9.8. I bet you there's quite a few 9.8s out there.
Would you want to guess? I got that number right here.
What do you mean, the approximate number of 9.8s?
Yeah, I've got the number. Yeah.
I'd say probably easily over 50, 60 of them.
It says here 15.
And how many 9.6s?
41.
All right.
And then 77 9.4s, 59 9.2s.
Yeah.
So 15 9.8s. I mean, that's pretty scarce, you know.
So would you say close to 80 to 100 books between a 9.4 and a 9.8, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you got 170 9.4. Yeah, you got like 135.
Okay.
That's a big. So that's a bit. The last sale on this. Now, granted, it was August of 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
4,080.
When I picked from this guy's collection, it came into my LCS 15 years ago. I tried to pick what I thought was either the key books or the most appealing books as far as cover art. And I went with first Yellow Jacket, first Hawkeye as Goliath. And you'll see when you look up those numbers, they're all within like between 60 and 85. And so I lucked out grabbing all those keys and getting 9.4 and 9.6 on all of them. So
yeah, you got a good eye for the high grade, man.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. This one still like baffles me. Spawn 189. This black and white variant sold for $2,600.
Yeah,
That's
this is a tough
insane.
book. There was only 100 of these, right? I think they only made 100 of these.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know why? Is this from a con or?
I forget what the deal was on this one, but yeah, it was a special limited release. I'm pretty sure it was just 100 copies.
Okay, so which one would you rather have, this Raw or the Sally Forth?
Sally Forth.
Yeah, I'm still going with the Sally Forth.
Always the Sally Forth?
It's close. Spawn has a rabid fan base. You can always move a book like that.
I agree with that. Yeah.
All right, next is Starfire number 3, 1 in 25. This is one of my favorite covers. Darwin Cook, CGC 9.6, sold for $349. To me, that's respectable for in a 9.6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a great Darwin Cook book, man. The drum beat was building pretty heavy on this one, so while it's respectable, I could have seen it going for even more.
Yeah.
This book is not the easiest one to get your hands on.
I remember when this came, like the week it came out, and I made sure to get a copy when it came out. So,
yeah, I've only come across really beaters. Like for whatever reason, they're really scuffed up or something.
All right. Okay. So, Ultimate Fallout 4, CGC 9.8, sold for, and that was a buy it now, but it sold for 8,000. Let's say 8,500.
I want to get this book back in my collection at some point before it goes nuts again.
Personally, I'd settle for a 9.4 or 9.6. I'd be completely happy with that without spending over, $4,000 for it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm with John. I don't necessarily need a 9.8 in this either. But the thing about this book is, I'm just looking this up. How many total graded copies are on the CGC census for this book? And it's overstated because I know a lot of people have tracked these and tried to get grade bumps without, turning the labels. But
I heard one of the guys throw out a number on this because they talked about this book, and I think it's like really high. It's like somewhere between 600 and 800, 9.8, something like that. Maybe more. I don't know.
So 200 9.8s, 985 total.
Oh, okay. That's the number I'm thinking.
Yeah, well, right, 200 blue, 23.
Okay.
Signature series.
All right.
Miles, I think Miles has broad appeal, and when his video game came out, like my kids all love Miles. Like I think you're going to get another big run in his books one day. I don't know if it's going to be next year, the year after, 5 years, whatever. But I would like to get hands on one of these before that happens.
Sooner than later, Ben, because at some point, and I think in a very short period of time from this conversation, you're going to see live action or find out about a casting, and whether the movie's good or not, it doesn't matter. This is going to go through an insane uptake for a period of time until people discover whether the movie's
and he's already he's a known quantity. Like this isn't just like ranking spec. Like his animated movies did really well. Yeah.
Oh, real quick sidebar. I met Ed at the Detroit Fantasticon over the weekend, and
No
he
shit.
yeah, and he gifted me with look at that, with this super cool. Hold on, with this, he gifted me with this.
So here's the thing about Ed. If you guys don't know him, I've never met Ed, but we've talked a lot. I enjoy his show. He's got a great YouTube channel where he hunts books in just from like obscure sites, and so he has these huge hauls with just awesome, really obscure comic books, and he's really good at finding them for really cheap prices, and he puts out a ton of content. I mean, dude must be buying comics all the time. I swear he's got a new video up every few days, it feels like. I'm probably exaggerating, but yeah, check out his videos. They're fun as hell.
Yeah, man. So I got from Ed the American Entertainment Catalog with the Jim Lee art on it.
That's really I remember that one.
Jim Lee
very
X-Men.
cool. I like the flip side a little better though.
Which one? This one?
Is that a back cover or is it just
No, it's it's two of them.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, these were his doubles.
I like the Jim Lee side, which is interesting to see without the backdrop of the original cover.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it was me and Dino. We were at the Fantasticon in the D or in the Detroit area. So yeah, it was a good time. Met some cool people. All right. What else are we talking about? Yeah, okay, as far as Ultimate Fallout 4 goes, I mean, it's still in, listen, extreme drop off, but still in the upper, like, around the $10,000 range, and that's still respectable for a 1 in 25 variant.
Yeah, I mean, it's way off its highs, but I think the time is now for this book. At least to be looking for one.
Yes. Yeah, dude, I love this, man.
Like for example, I'm going to be at New York Comic Con next week, right? I'll definitely walk the floor, and if I see a 9.4, 9.6, I'm definitely going to start inquiring about what's the best deal,
Yeah.
But I'm not searching for a 9.8. I'm just going to be completely happy just talking, because I have all the other versions of this cover. I just don't have this one. So,
all right. So I'm going to pimp one other video I watched. So, and this is an old secret, but so Ryan from Automatic Comics, he's got a YouTube channel, and he did a video last week where he looked at the rate of return, so not on lower grade versus higher grade books, and the rate of return, and he went through like 10 books, is always higher, like notably on the lower end books than on the higher end books. Now the higher ones are going to be worth more, but he basically he was looking over 20-year periods, so we got past the boom. So like over 20 years, like what is the rate of return on a 9.8? And he went through some books versus like an 8.5. As you go down grade, the rate of the return goes up because it's more accessible to more collectors. So you're not going to have, the 9.8 will always be worth the most, but over time, some of these lower grade ones appreciate at a higher rate than the higher grade ones because you have a smaller audience who's able or willing to buy those. It was a really interesting video that he did.
Oh yeah.
And he was looking across different ages and stuff. It was a pretty interesting video that he put up.
All right. Okay, what's next? Am I stuck? Hold on. I think my slides are stuck. Hold on. I don't. Okay. Oh, we got some broken slides here, it seems. Hold on, I'm gonna try to reboot my slides. Hold on. I think we're a little broken. Hold on a second. If not, I might just go through the Google Slides website. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay. Another. Oh, we talked about this one. Never mind that one. But Vengeance #1, CGC 9.8. This thing sold for $679.
How the mighty have fallen.
Oy vey, look at this. This was like, what was this? An easy $5,000? Yeah. Easy 5Gs.
Yep.
Oh cow.
I still like this book though. I don't know what it is. I like the cover on, and I don't know. I've got a 9.6 of this thing, and I don't know. I'm gonna hang on to it. It'll never ever come back. But the girl who played her in Doctor Strange is likable enough. She's probably gonna have something to do with the new series, with the new movies coming out, I'd guess. But
this is one of my early spec plays here.
I remember you talking about this on your haul videos back in the day.
Yeah. So it was Kate Bishop and then America Chavez, and I'm like, what's it? Because I was always looking at this like Latino chick with wearing the American flag shit, and I'm like, oh, that's America Chavez, and like it was in her first appearance seems really just inconspicuous. Vengeance #1. She's not on the cover, you know what I mean? Not on the variant cover either. But it's still her first appearance. And I remember, oh, there's a variant for this. And yeah, I think the variant was going for like $30 at the time.
Yeah, but it's a great Diodado cover. The high in this was $6,000.
Wow. I found this at a small local comic show. A guy had I would say a raw 9.6 candidate, and he had 400 on it. And I think he was pitching me, like he knew I was interested, and I think he said he would do like 350 was his bottom, like his rock bottom, and I still walked away, and he still had it 3-4 months later at the same show, but 3-4 months later. So it'd be interesting to see if he still has it. I'll see him again next month, so I'll definitely I don't know if I don't know why I walked. I love Diodado's work too, and Diodado's art is just fabulous, and this cover is
really cool looking.
It is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got mine for probably like raw for $40-50.
Yeah, that's a home run. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Diodado, like for me, like I think is more recent. It was like a New Mutants local comic shop day variant, and the X-23 variant that he did. Those two stand out for me in my head.
Yeah. He's always been, you know what books always stick out of my head? These are going way back, but there was a Tigra mini series that all the covers were in orange, from probably the late 90s. Like all those covers really stick out to me. None of them are worth a damn thing. But they're cool.
Oh. Yeah, it's got that. Why is my computer's acting up? Shit. Okay. I can't look at my screen. I can't look at my I can't share my screen. Okay. Daredevil number 1 in 75 Neil Adams variant. Look at this. We talked about this a long time ago.
I just gotta pull the trigger on this fucking book.
This thing sold for $465 raw after 14 bids. Raw.
Yeah. I mean, this is such a hard book to find. It's such an awesome Neil Adams cover. I know I'm the only Daredevil fan on the panel, but
no, you're not. I love late 70s Daredevil. How about that? I mean, Daredevil after the late 70s is easily my favorite hero.
Yeah, he was my favorite growing up, and I've always held the delusion that I would find this book in the wild someday, and I never got it. Yeah, and for $465, I would have been interested.
Oddly enough, I'd rather have this over the original Daredevil 1. Oddly enough.
This is one of those modern Ghost variants that yeah. Well, I just got to suck it up and buy the stupid thing at some point.
Next up is X-Men 19. This is one of my favorite covers here. The FF homage variant. So this sold in a 9.8 for $340 after 30 bids. I don't know. To me, this book should go for like $500 just off a general principle.
Yeah, this book is so cool. I was psyched when you got it.
I bought this book at my LCS. He bought a collection off someone who obviously chased variants, like hard to get variants. And he had this in a Mylite. And again, I'm thinking somewhere between 9.4, 9.6 condition raw. I paid $100 for it. So, and I think he had it at 150, and he knows kind of like he always throws me a little something. So he was just like, he saw me looking at it. He goes, $100 if you want it, and I took it. So
nice.
And I didn't think it was potentially a $400 or $500 book. I love this cover. I like the variant, and I did hear a lot of talk about it. So it did have a couple of dozen reasons why I was like, okay, I'll get it at 100. But
no love for DC this week. I think I put some DC in.
Yeah, you talked about Nightwing, World Fair.
I think.
What the fuck? What do you want?
So
you got Ben's book took 40 minutes on the show already. Superman.
The guy who hooked me up with this X-Men variant, he's gonna. So there's a show this weekend in my area, and he's gonna be there. So I hope he has some more goodies. All right, what's next? Okay, so Fantastic Four number 247 Canadian price variant, a CGC 9.8 sold for $549. So that's Canadian cool. Price variant.
That's got to be the top of the census, right?
I dig it. I might have been interested in that.
Which one you taking, this Fantastic Four or the Daredevil variant?
The Daredevil. I mean, let's be honest. But the Fantastic Four is cool.
All right. I've got a Mark Jewelers of this.
No shit.
But I don't think it's a but not the price variant, but just like a regular Mark Jewelers. But yeah, I don't think it's a 9.8 though, but still. All right, next. Daredevil battles Hitler. CGC 2.5 sold for $5,250. I remember talking about this book like in early days of Hot Book Alert Live. I forget what the top of the census is on this, but the fact that a 2.5 can sell
this
for
book is always in demand. People love this book.
Always, yeah. Yeah, I would be shaking in my boots at the thought of like a really high grade copy selling. I can't fathom. I can't fathom it. But very respectable. Like amazing price on this. All right, next is Tales to Astonish, number 13, CGC 5.0, sold for $2,662 after 50 bids. Okay, so do you like this book? First Groot?
Well, it's interesting, but
I mean, I like it because I mean, this predates all of the major Marvel heroes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I mean, Groot was obviously reinvented well for the movies, and it's become a big thing. So I think this book has gotten more interesting over time. You know, the movies definitely helped this thing out. But yeah, this predates, you know, all the major Marvel heroes. I would like to have one of these. I don't think I'm going to pay asking price for some on these, but if I could find one for a good deal one day, I'd like to have one.
Which would you rather have, this or the FF?
Groot.
The Groot, yeah.
What about the Sally Forth?
I don't know if Sally Forth is going to take something special to knock the Sally Forth off.
Okay, what about the Groot or the 9.8 Spidey 194?
I'd lean. Oh, wow. I'd still go with Groot. I feel like I can find a first Black Cat easier than a mid-grade Groot, because usually those 1960 books are really tough in mid-grade and higher.
Yeah, I mean, Black Cat's one of my favorite characters, but I think from the collectability aspect of it, I'm sticking with Groot.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to talk about Jonah Hex, number 50. This 9.8 sold for $300. I don't know. This feels like it should go for more. Listen, I had this book back in the day. I found it in a dollar box and sold it a few months later. But I don't have any skin in the game. But it feels like it should go for more.
Yeah, this is what were the ratios on these? Like 1 in 10, 1 in 15?
Yeah, 1 in 10. 1 in 10. Yep.
1 in 10s, yeah.
Great cover. I don't. It should go for more. Next is Blonde Phantom, number 20, sold for $470.
Cheap.
I love it. I love it. I need a Blonde Phantom. I don't own one. I've looked at them, but they sell for. That's not a bad price, but they sell for a lot.
Under 500 is good. I mean, as long as this book is not detached or missing something or written on, that's a great deal.
If you could be saved, Ben, by one hero, they come in, swoop you up, and they cradle you in their bosom. The Blonde Phantom or Gwenpool?
She'd probably just fucking kill me, Gwenpool. I would probably, if I really want to be saved, I got to go with the Blonde Phantom. I think she's of the era where she's going to do the right thing.
And then you gotta consider the romantic aspect of it. Like, you're probably gonna get more passion out of Phantom, where Gwen, like he said, is probably at some point gonna try to cut him up.
A little bit more morally ambiguous.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next is first Tank Girl. Deadline sold for $462. You like that? Do either of you guys have this?
No, I saw this in London, not on this last trip, but a couple of trips ago, and I was really tempted by it. I should have bought this.
What was the price on it? Do you remember?
It was either 150 or 250 pounds, so you got to bump that up, 25% or so to get you $2. It was something I can't remember. It was a couple of years ago, but it was it was either 150 or 250. I want to say, but it was well read. It definitely was not anywhere near the conversation of a 9.8 at all.
Okay, which one would you rather have, this or the Fantastic Four?
I like
Canadian.
Tank Girl. I'm gonna say the Tank Girl. Not. I like that Fantastic Four book. That's intriguing, but like I've always liked Tank Girl.
Okay.
I would like for my personal collection. I'd like to have that.
All right. Between these two, which one would you rather have? This Batman Adventures 12.98 for 14.76, or the Batman 423.98, both direct editions. And this one sold for 1,655 after 51 bids.
This is a tough one for me. I don't really like Harley Quinn at all. It just like what the characters become. Like I don't know. Like I appreciate sort of where she came from, but just like where the character is, like it doesn't do anything for me at all. But I understand like she's super collectible. This is just a McFarlane cover. For whatever reason, this thing goes for more than it ever expected it to. So I just talked myself into the Harley, I guess.
I feel you. Heroes?
I'd go McFarlane only because, and I love Bruce Timm stuff, but this is not a Bruce Timm. I don't consider this a Bruce Timm great. You know, I think the McFarlane is a little more legendary as far as classic goes, classic covers. And I think after this original cover art sells for over 1 million, it's just going to generate more interest in this book, and I see an uptick on it. So I don't know. I think the Harley, this book is always going to be $1,000 to $1,400 no matter what. So
yeah. I don't disagree. I mean, yeah, I could go either way on it, but I think yeah, maybe just Harley, but
It's
but
interesting.
the other
No,
thing
you
too,
can
I don't mean to cut you off. The other thing that leans back in favor of the first Harley is because there's only one print of that versus the McFarlane one, I think went into like 3 or 4 different prints.
yeah, there's at least 3 for sure.
Right. So it's like it's probably very attainable in a 9.8 in different prints. If it bothers you to have a second or third print, then that's different. But I do have this book in a 9.8 second print, I think. I forget because I know that the trade, well, this version of it is first print, and there's one that has like what is it? There's a different logo in there that signifies that it's a second print.
Yeah, and
DC Comics just aren't for kids.
Right. I have a 9.6 of the first print and a 9.8 of the second print, and I'm not chasing any other prints. So, but I do like the McFarlane, so fuck it. McFarlane.
It's interesting. Well, I was going to say it's interesting that this McFarlane sold for more by like $200.
It's amazing what that book goes for a 9.8.
Yeah. Huh. Now, what were you going to say, Ben?
The other thing about this book is, and when McFarlane's asked about this book, he said he didn't have any time, so he needed to get something done. He just tried to get it done as quickly as possible. So he just basically drew as much cape as possible to fill the page. So like, you know, he admits it was an intentional rush job of his and turned out to be one of his more iconic works, as it seems. So
it looks like by DC standards, this should have been rejected.
Which is also why he's missing a piece of the moon in the artwork, because it was rush job.
Yeah. Like how Marvel rejected his art for G.I. Joe 61, I believe. You know, like this should have been rejected by the art standards at the time.
Snuck through.
Yeah.
And now it's a $1,500 book. $1,600 book, whatever.
Go figure. But I mean, I love the cover, but yeah. Strange. All right. G.I. Joe time. Look at this. Okay, now I've talked about this book for a while now. G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero from IDW, number 263. This is a cover A. This is a cover A. And this sold for $50. I think it's like a memorial issue to like all the G.I. Joes that died. And I mean, $50, very respect. Like for the longest time, I was trying to find what this book was. I was trying to find comps on this book, and one had finally popped up, and you got this one selling for $50.
Yeah, this is a cool book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I keep saying, there's just something about the IDW run of GI Joe. If you find them cheap, just go ahead and pick them up. Next is IDW GI Joe, not a real American hero, but you had 2 copies that sold this week. Tim Seeley #6 featuring Cover Girl, and you had one that sold for $100, and then you had another one that sold for $73.
Wow!
And this is a Tim Seeley 1 in 10 variant.
That's cool. I don't remember seeing this one.
I had this book back in the day, and like I was like, if I guess if I had realized that it was a Tim Seeley cover, I probably would have held on to it. You know, so and Tim Seeley is the guy that created Hack Slash.
He's writing a new Deadpool series, the Undeadpool, coming out. So thank fucking God Cody Ziegler is off that title, at least for a little bit. Yeah, Seeley's pretty cool. Oh, Kreider said this sale was his. Congrats, James.
Heck yeah. Congrats, man. I got it from a Stein pack. Oh, wow. Okay. But oddly enough, I've never come across this book again.
Yeah, I don't remember ever seeing it, man.
Yeah. All right. So Wonder Woman 25. First appearance of Monarch. Okay. So when I was at the show in Michigan, I saw like there was this one seller. He had like a stack of them for like 20, and he was selling for like 25 a piece. I don't know. I probably should have bought one just for the hell of it, but interesting cover. I like the cover. I mean, I like it so much I put it on the thumbnail. So
yeah, it's a pretty cool looking cover. But I mean, this is what a Tom King character.
Really?
Yeah. So like, I'm not the biggest Tom King fan, if you want to put it that way. So like, you know, where's this character going to go long term? I mean, maybe he hits out of the park. I don't know, but we'll see.
Doubtful. Yeah, the thing about Tom King, like I remember, what was it, Heroes in Crisis, where he had Clay Mann, who to me, I like his art is just amazing. I'm using amazing a lot on this stream, but his art was just so good. It was probably like maybe a notch down from Jim Lee, but in that ballpark to me, as far as like it was like a mix of Jim Lee and Gilliam March.
Yeah,
and
he's a talented dude, man.
And he hitched his wagon to Tom King, who was like the most boring writer. And I'm not seeing too much from Clay Mann lately.
Yeah, Tom King and Tom Taylor, I can pass on both of them. They don't.
Yes. Yeah. Oddly enough, it was Tom Taylor was doing a lot of those Nightwing books that have some of the covers, but I'm definitely not buying them for Tom Taylor.
Yeah, we'll see where this one goes. Liger says goes the ways of Punchline. I mean, Punchline was written, created by, James Tynion, right? I mean, character had a ton of potential, and they just didn't make it work. So
they did too much. They had Punchline, and then they had one called what was her name? Molly.
Miracle Molly, yeah.
Like they're just like, it seems, and then they had another guy they were trying to introduce, the clown killer, the bat.
Yeah.
Like I think they were just force feeding too many of these different ideas to all in the same time.
Yeah, I think sometimes they suffocate under the weight of the Bat family. It's just too big. It's just too much.
If it was spread out, you'd probably get a chance to have more of a connection with the character if it worked out in the story a little bit. But when you're pushing so many of them within like a 1 or 2 year period, it's a little too much.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Detective 203. This sold for CGC 4.5 featuring Golden Age. So we got 2 Golden Age Catwomans. Detective 203 and 211. So we have one that sold for $1,275 after 37 bids, and we have another one that sold for $944. Which one you like better? So the Detective 211 is Catwoman's final Golden Age appearance.
What are the choices? This one and what's the other one?
The 203, Detective 203.
I think I'd go with the Catwoman on the cover there. That's kind of cool. With her whip.
All right, so okay, now we got the Batman 234 9.0 first modern Two-Face. This sold for $975.
Nice.
And I know that's not a. I don't know. I like that. That's not a bad price to me. Classic Neil Adams cover too.
First Bronze Age Two-Face.
Yeah.
It's
Between the three, what are you taking?
Probably just going to go with the Detective, what was it, 211?
Detective 211?
I think so.
Okay.
Nothing cool about the final Golden Age Catwoman appearances.
Yeah.
Something appealing about that to me.
I had this book, but the thing of it was it had like a ton of store stamps, like just all over it.
Somebody got carried away with the...
Just a little bit. I probably should have held on to it, but I couldn't take that many store stamps on it. Heroes, what's your pick?
Again, I'm not a huge DC guy, but I do like Golden Age books a lot better than Bronze, so I'd probably go with the most relevant, which would be, you said the last Golden Age appearance was 211?
Yeah.
So I'd go with 211.
Okay. All right. Now the reason why I chose this Chamber of Chills is because it was a Golden Age graded by PSA. And you got this number 20 4.0 that sold for $320.
I would have bought that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I would have been all over that.
I'm really interested in seeing PSA's hit heritage and possibly what they go for in comparison to CGC. Very interested.
I mean, they've been pretty much in line. You know, you're going to have some misses here and there.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you take out the outliers, the sales have been pretty much in line with CGC.
Yeah. All right. Can I share screen? Let me see if I can. Nope, I cannot. I cannot share screen. So I kind of wanted to take a deeper dive into this, but I can't. Okay, so we got USA Comics number 5. This thing is a beater, a hell of a beater, but it's still sold for $1,000.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, man. It's a great book.
I
can smell the must through the screen.
I know, right?
It's got a lot of qualities for a Golden Age, meaning you got skull on the cover. I think is that supposed to be Hitler?
Yep.
Hitler. You got the Nazi flag in multiple places. You know, it's got it checks off the little war, the war era. And who's the cover artist? Is that a Schomburg?
I don't think it. I don't think it is a Schomburg. It doesn't look like.
What number is it?
USA Comics number 5.
USA Comics 5.
Yeah, the I can't show you guys, but the back cover is like It's tanned, it's stained, and it's ripped by about 25%.
Yeah, I think this is a Sid Shores cover.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the choice. I'd like to be more closer to 6 to 7 on it if it was conditioned because of the condition,
Yeah.
but you guys gotta understand these golden age books don't need much of a reason to go for 1,000 and better. Trust me,
That's for sure.
Yeah, they're so
Yeah.
freaking scarce.
Relics. Next is Batman 227. Sold 8.5 sold for $2,950. Now I go over my buddy Mike Bajel's house, and he has a 8.5 just chilling in his cabinet there. And I'm like, and I still don't know how he got that. But this thing sold for 29, almost basically $3,000.
Yeah, man, this is a very famous Batman cover, right? People love this thing, understandably so.
For the money, which one would you rather have, this or the Sally Forth?
I'm gonna still say with the Sally Forth, only because of that indie kind of stuff is a little bit more my lane, but that's not taking anything away from the Batman. Like, I don't collect a ton of stuff from this era, but I would like to have this book, this Batman.
Okay. All right. Heroes, I know your answer.
Well, I'm going with Sally just because 9/8 and like you said earlier, Adam Hughes and I just don't feel like you see that book in that grade enough for other books to distract me at this point.
Yours says an Al Gabriel cover. Okay. Thank you. All right. Next. Oh, we're in the Pulp hour. Baby. I wish I could show you these. Spicy Detective, December 1935.
Great book.
This cover looks juicy, doesn't it?
So many of these spicy detectives, all of them are. They're all H.J. Ward for the most part. I think he did all the spicies.
Okay, so this sold for $400. Bruce Timm to homage this cover.
He probably did somewhere, like whether it was like an internal page or something. I mean, I don't, or not homage, but certainly inspired by.
Hey, Mike, how did you get that book? Where did you find that at? Because I can't, because I remember you kind of getting that Batman 227, but I forgot like where and how. I forget. But love this cover. $400, man. That's for a spicy like this, great colors. Like I don't see a color like this during this time period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the woman's dress.
She's falling out of her dress. It's
she's spilling out. Oh my god. Oh. Yowzer. That's a good price to me. Like if I go to a Pulp convention and I see that for $400, I'm like, ooh.
You're gonna negotiate though.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely try to negotiate.
Convention, dude, I'm gonna come out broke because if they have all the cool ones there,
There's a guy, Ben. If you came to New York, I do this show once a month in Long Island, New York, and he's got a lot of major like Pulp and Golden Age books that you would die for. You don't see them anywhere. I don't see them on sales or YouTube. But he's got them on his wall. He's got some really crazy prices on some of them, but I have a feeling they would translate into that if they went to auction. So I'm not really like mad at him for his prices, but
yeah, he probably knows what he got.
You would be on this guy's table probably for a good hour just talking to him because he's a fun guy to talk to. Picking his brain where he gets his stuff and how he comes up with these prices. He's given me some really awesome deals on some other type of books that I'm more interested in. But when I see books like this on his wall, it's fascinating to see them in hand. They really are cool.
Yeah, they're so freaking cool.
Next is The Shadow, January 1st, 1943. So this sold for $240. I think I put it on mainly because of the price. And it's I mean, it is an interesting enough cover. Like when you really like focus in on it, like from the outset, not so much, but when you like kind of look at the details on it, it's like, oh, okay, all right, not bad. Next is Adventure Pulp magazine, November 1930. I like early 30s. This 6.0 sold for $200. That's not.
What is he? Is he a clan member, or I mean, what is that?
I don't think so. It just might be. Maybe.
I'm trying to figure out what's with the getup, you know.
But it's but damn, that cover is like, I mean, great colors on that early 1930s. You know, like
a 6.0 and at 1930, I would have definitely grabbed this if I saw that at a show in that grade. You know,
For $200.
Yeah, that's not bad. You'd think in 1930, bro. In in 4 years, that's going to be a 100-year-old book in a 6.0.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, I love the color. You got the cold. You got the.
I'm not interested in the idea of the cover, like meaning the art going on the cover, but the fact that it's 1930 and it does have a nice color brightness to it, you know, different colors on it.
Yeah.
I'd probably definitely pick it up. It's slab 6.0. You know, yeah, 200.
Beautiful cover. All right, next, Weird Tales. 200. Okay, so this sold. So this CGC 8.0 sold for $15.55. Robot cover. Jeez.
Yeah, it's a cool book.
I'm not mad at it. Maybe a little. I mean, yeah,
That
good
is an
cover.
incredible grade for a pulp.
Yeah, for sure.
It might as well, like I said, I think we talked about this 3 weeks ago or whatever. But when you get into this area of grade for a pulp, it's in my opinion like no different than a Bronze Age being a 9.8. You know.
Yeah.
It's an awesome grade. And it's an awesome cover, you know, the robot cover and the colors and
it's kind of a later pulp, in my opinion. So 1941.
Weird Tales ran for a while because I think I have Weird Tales that went into the 50s and still great covers. They did a lot of nice horror stuff and it's good stuff.
Do the slabs help when it comes to preserving like stuff like this?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Most pulps look like they can just blow away in the wind when you see them.
Yeah.
No matter how nice they are, they look so delicate, you know?
They were not built to be surviving this long. That's much just for sure.
Another Weird Tales, January 1934. This sold for $575.
This guy looks like the guy from the other cover.
A lot of hooded, robed gentlemen in the early 1940s. You see a lot of that.
What is going on
Covers?
The fashion, you know, that era was weird. You know?
Yeah. All right. Great cover. This is one of those like highly sought after Weird Tales. To me, it probably should go for more, but that seems like I don't know. Seems decent. Seems decent price. Next up is another Weird Tales, January 1938. This CGC 7.0 sold for $14.50. So you got the Witch Woman. I think it might have sold for $14.50 because it sold off of from my comic shop, and you're not quite sure what the actual price is, but we'll just say it's $14.50. Decent cover on this. I like this cover a lot.
That guy has a lot of nice pulps, and he's got a nice selection. If you ever want to entertain yourself one day and go through his store, he's got some nice stuff.
Yeah, the My Comic Shop sales on eBay, just be careful with those because you can find it on their site for 15% less. Even if you buy it on the site for the asking price, it closes it out on eBay.
Right.
For the for the listed price, so it can get a little tricky with that site.
Here's some cheap pulps here. Leading Western, June 1950. This sold for $12.50. We got the nice airbrushed cover with the cowgirl in the short dress.
Yeah, it's a great book.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's for $12, man. Somebody got to steal.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I like this for like the graphic design element. Real Detective, April 1939. This sold for $88. Simple cover, striking image.
It has she has a what's the chick, Uma Thurman from Pulp Fiction? She has a Pulp Fiction thing about her. I'm wondering if Quentin got inspired because he loves pulp. He's a big vintage guy. So,
bro, it's fine. It's clicking. Yeah, that literally looks like Mia Wallace.
That bang, that cut, the short black hair, and then she always had a little bit of what is it, a joint or a hand rolled cigarette in her mouth. Yeah.
Holy oh my god!
And you remember the name of the movie is Pulp Fiction. So yeah.
Mrs. Mia Wallace. Yeah, and she was wearing.
I bet you there's inspiration here from this. It's got to be because he's huge into that stuff. So
whoever has this,
the poster is meant to have the vibes of the Pulp. You know what I mean? When she's on the bed there.
Mm-hmm. Gee, and she was wearing a white top.
See, now this book, just based off of what we just said, is going to go nuts, and people are going to start listing it as Mia Wallace first appearance or inspiration because of what we just said. Guaranteed.
Hell yeah!
I give it 2-3 months, and I guarantee you we'll be bringing this up again with a post that says Mia Wallace.
Mia Wallace, Pulp Fiction, inspiration, and they'll put a question mark on it. Inspiration. But yeah, I like this cover a lot. Romantic Western, 1949, with another scantily clad cowgirl. Miss Cowgirl, 1949, and it looks like she's being measured
by the judge,
by a very horny judge with indecent intentions.
Right.
So this sold for $38.
Cheap.
Steal.
I'd buy that all day. And he's saying it's a 6.5, which means that's definitely a slab candidate if that's the grade. Because guess what? You can flip that for probably $250, $300.
Miss Reverse Cowgirl, 1949. Which one do you like better, Romantic Western or Leading Western?
They're both good. I'm leaning towards Leading Western, but they're both good.
For the price, I'm going with Leading Western.
Okay.
Because that was just a really crazy steal. $12.50.
Yeah. All right. Proper slideshow here. Thrilling Comics #1 from 1940. Alexander Kustok cover. First appearance of Dr. Strange. I forgot to put the E at the end. Excuse me. It's not Dr. Strange. It's Dr. Strange, but not the Marvel version. The census on this is 28,
Love it.
with the highest being a 9.4. There are like a handful of high grades here, but still a low census. Still a low census.
Not a romance book, right? A few people hung on to these. The romances, they start at 6.5s usually.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
this is cool.
So a CGC 2.0 sold for $1,300.
Wow.
I'm not mad at this.
No.
And I think for the price, that's why I put it in the slides.
$6.50 a point. Yeah.
I got to dig mine up. I have this book.
Oh, really?
Shit.
What
And
grade?
I paid. I would say fraction lower than this. Like if it was to slab, probably it would be a 1.5. Tops, because I know for a fact it's not a 2 or anything higher. But I think I paid $1.50 for mine. Raw.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
150 or $1.50?
No, 150. $150. Yeah.
When a New Yorker says $1.50,
And that $1.50 can mean 150 grand. Trust me, that $1.50 number can
You
mean.
mean whatever you want to
It
mean.
all depends on the context of the conversation.
yeah, exactly.
That can mean 150 grand or $150. Trust me, it's so funny. But I have this book, and I bought it because of the character in the background, the skull, the little phantom guy.
Oh, yes. Little
I was
Skeletor.
fascinated by that. Yeah, I was fascinated by that.
Yeah. All right. Next is Captain America Comics number 30. Sid Shore's cover.
I love it.
All right. So 98 total on the census. The highest being a 9.6. So you got again some a handful of high grade copies here. And then it looks like the most is at an 8.5. 7 8.5s here.
Wow.
Right? All right. So we got a CGC 6.0 that sold for $3,500.
That's the norm.
Yeah. I don't know. This feels like this should have gone for. I don't know. This feels like it should have gone for the full $4,000 in the 6.0. Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, totally. I don't disagree with you. Something about Bucky on this just bugs me. The way he looks on this thing.
Yeah, he looks a little derpy. It looks a little bloated and derpy. I understand. But Bucky bondage ruined the price. Okay, all right, I understand that.
Yeah, but how cool is that villain though? Like
the villain makes up for it.
Right, the fangs and the whole, it's just cool.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. All right. Strange Tales number 28 from 1954. So we're nearing the end of the golden age here. This is the last hurrah of golden age horror. Harry Anderson's skull cover. This cover is wild.
Yeah, that's cool.
I saw this book at a show in really nice grade. For what it is, I think I saw it in a 4.0 slab, and it was really appealing. The guy wanted a lot for it though.
I bet. Okay, 75 total on the census.
Great cover.
The highest is a 9.2, but that's a green label. And then the highest blue label is an 8.0, which is interesting. Details on this cover is fire. Yeah. Okay. So a 2.0 sold for $1,216.
Damn, that's way more than I was going to expect for a 2.0.
Really?
From 1954.
I think this cover is explicit.
Oh, it's a brilliant cover. Wow. That's a good price. I mean, it's a big sale.
Yeah. Extreme Macabre, Terror, and then you got the eyeballs on the skull with the hair. Yeah, there's a lot going on this. This is wild. This is a wild cover. Love this cover. But sold for $1,200 in the CGC 2.0. So I can only imagine what higher grades can go for.
If I remember correctly, the guy wanted, I want to say 2,800 for the 4.0. I think that was his price on it.
How long ago was this?
That was at Elite 11, which was probably the beginning of this year.
Yeah. That doesn't. Overall, well, I still wouldn't be able to afford it, but for somebody else, that seems like a good price. If it is that great,
it was definitely gorgeous in a 4.0. I can tell you that. It caught my eye because the whole theme of what's going on in the cover, and it's a black backdrop. It's just
great cover. All right. Okay, now we're in the modern age. Okay, so we have Blindside #1. Did we talk about this on Long Story Short?
Yeah, we've talked about this. There's a few different versions of this one, but we have at one point.
Okay, so this is from
one.
No,
sorry.
Go ahead, please.
No, was this the one that was limited to 100, something like that?
Okay, it's the blue cover. I forget what the print run is on this. It seems like this is the rarest version because because of the price. But so this is from 2012. This is to me, 2012 is that J. Scott Campbell sweet spot. The blue convention exclusive. Okay, let's take a look at the census. 19 total on the census. 5 9/8s, 3 signature series 9/8, and a green label qualified 9/8.
So that's a signature, the Campbell signature before they were sort of verifying them.
Yeah, somebody's gonna resubmit that soon enough.
Is there sketch variation of this?
Yeah, there is that.
Okay,
that one actually might be the rarest, but people don't like it as much.
All right, let's take a look at this. So this raw copy sold this week for $265. I know I never see this.
Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, if you just like the image, there's a lot of versions of it, right? There's the red, the orange. They reprinted this thing a few times, so just be careful if you want this.
Because someone will show you the red and then, or maybe, not a rare version and then try to pass it off.
Yeah.
If you don't have a trained eye for it.
That is just it. So I was trying to look something up on this thing, but oh well. Yeah, just be careful. They reprinted it. There's a lot of different versions of this thing floating around there now.
All right. Next is Spawn 219 from 2013. So this is the Todd McFarlane, Michael Golden convention exclusive, limited to 500.
Phoenix.
Okay. 100. Yeah, Phoenix Comic Con. 100 and what is it? 110. Sorry. The highest is at 9.9 and 63 Universal 9/8, 15 Signature Series 9/8, and this raw copy sold for $350.
Yeah, I'm not surprised even a little bit, just given Spawn collectors.
Which one do you like better, this or the Blind Side?
The Blind Side for me.
Yeah, Blind Side.
Okay. What say the audience? And All right. Next is Black Widow #1 from 2014. So this is the 1 in 100 Milo Manara. He said you like the blind side better. All right. So 1 in 100 Milo Manara variant. In 2014. I'm still looking for this book.
Yeah, I've never come across it.
I have this book, but
You
I
do?
didn't know it was anything relevant. I just love Monera's work.
So did you buy it like around
Yeah.
the time it came out?
No, I strangely enough, less than 6 months ago, or less than a year, maybe 6 to 9 months ago, I
Mhm.
was at that same show in Long Island, and there was
Yeah.
a guy there, and I think I showed it to you. Maybe I sent you pictures of a bunch of variants I grabbed from this guy's box. He seemed to have, he probably bought somebody's collection and maybe paid nothing for it. I don't know. He only had like $15, $20, $30 on some really tough stuff.
Yeah.
And this was one of the books I pulled out, and I pulled out a Punisher book from a convention that was like, I can't find it anywhere. Somebody else told me it's like a $200, $300, $400 book, and I just
Mhm.
said, well, I paid 30 for, like, he had weird prices on them, like 30, and then one had 50, but then he was doing 50% off. He had a sign 50% off. So I started just grabbing a bunch of books, and then I made another deal on top of the 15, the discount, because I was just like, I was being critical about certain like a little spine take here, and so I wound up getting a really good deal on a short pile of some variants. And
Mhm.
when I find this, because right now I've got a mess for New York Comic Con, but I'll send you a picture of it. It's pretty cool, and I don't think I paid much for it. You know, probably $15 I paid
Oh,
after
get out of
this.
here. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Great.
Okay, so when
Mo-
you were at that convention, were you like just did you get in like
No, I was set up there,
oh you were
and
set up
I
there?
I
Okay.
I got to pick on his books before anybody came in,
Oh
and
my god.
I never saw the guy. And usually, when you get a guy you've never seen before for the first
Yeah.
times, you want to go right away, because usually you'll find some really cool stuff. Repeat, like guys I already know. I already know what their
I
typical
know.
thing
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
But this one guy, obviously he was some form of a comic dealer, but
Mhm.
low level. And like I said, I was talking to him, introduced myself, and while we were talking, I was just whipping through his boxes really quick. And I just happened to notice this one box just was riddled with variants and convention exclusives and stuff from this era.
Ugh.
That 2010 to 2014, 16.
Mhm.
And I just started to pull out, and again, some really weird variants that I've never really typically seen, but I have seen them pop up on Ben's show a couple of times in the past years. And so, like, I just had this muscle memory where I just started saying, I've seen this before, and I started pulling them out. And then when I saw his prices, he had like 20 on one, 30 on another, I think 50 on something else. So then 50% off. And then I just, like I said, I made an offer, and then he was like, yeah, I'm cool with that. And so when you think about the discounted price on top of all of that, I think I paid like 15 for this, 20 for the Punisher book. And I think he had a Gambit, Deadpool, some kind of a crossover
Yeah.
artwork thingy going. And he had it out at 50, and I paid 25, and then on top of the discount or the deal that we worked out, probably take another $5 off of that.
Holy cow.
So I probably paid $20 for that, and then find out it's a $300 book. That particular Deadpool book is like a $300 book.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of price,
Uh,
this raw copy sold for $243
wow,
from D-Town Comics. I know Dino knows this guy.
yeah.
Very nice.
I wonder if he was set up at that show, and I didn't know it. And
Yeah.
but I gotta see how Dino did at the convention on Sunday, because it was a 2-day show. I was there Saturday, and so I'm gonna see how he did.
Let me see
And
if it's possible I have it right here, maybe. I don't know.
we're done. We're done, everybody. Hey, heroes, are you watching football at all?
I was watching the Giant game today
How'd you
at my house.
how did you feel about Jackson Dart?
It was tough to watch because if you've seen what the Giants been doing lately,
Uh-huh.
I just kept thinking the Chargers are gonna fuck them over and win in the last like few minutes of the game. They're just not playing good ball, but he looked decent. I can't say he's bad. I just don't know if I like the idea they took what's his name out, the
Russell?
Seahawks guy. Yeah, Russell. I think I felt bad, like I don't think he really got a fair shot, and so it just kind of looks bad for him to be benched to bring in a rookie. But
But he won.
I
I
don't know.
mean, you got to
I,
win.
I don't. I'm just saying. I don't know where the Giants are going this year. I mean, once you get rid of like a guy like that running back they had, it's like I don't know where do you go for after that.
Oh, Saquon.
Yeah, like I don't know what the logic is, the thinking, and so New York sports and Giants football is just like all over the place right now. Once they got rid of him, I just didn't understand it. So it's difficult to watch them. So I just kind of like I watch it. Like I said, he had it on in the store today while I was and if you see like you saw some of the books I showed you already, I
Yeah,
picked
yeah,
up
yeah.
today. So my attention was really focused on grabbing those particular books, but I kept looking up because he has a
Yeah.
TV mounted in the ceiling. And I just kept telling everybody, I said, they're gonna blow it. And like, like 2, 3 minutes left, there's gonna be something that happens that they lose this game. So when I saw them celebrating, I was shocked.
Oh,
So
Mike. Okay, so Friday I was off, and for the Hall of Fame con, I
Hey boys, I'm gonna hop, guys.
okay.
Peace. All right, you got great stuff tonight. I will catch you guys. I got an early
Thursday
one.
we got to work on something for Thursday.
Yeah, I'll hit you up with some books if we're gonna. Well, we won't spoil it here, but I'll send you some stuff.
Okay, sounds good. All right, good
man.
night, buddy.
take care, man.
All right. Okay, so I was at so Friday is the loading day. So I was able to help out load on Friday, and I kind of dug around a little bit early there and then went to Michigan for the show on Saturday.
Hmm.
So that's how I did it. That wasn't I mean, it was a decent strategy. This is a decent strategy. But yeah, that's what I did. But what did I want to say? Yeah, you got to win, and you got to see what you got with the rookie going forward. So
You do. It's just like I said, you when you acquire a guy like Russell, and then you just like 3 games into the season, I get it. You want to win, but it's not as if they're getting blown out. He's putting up points. They just like I think they're just getting the shit end of the steak as far as the last turning points in the fourth quarter. Um, but again, if you win and then you keep winning with this kid, of course you keep him in, and you don't feel bad making the swap. But right now, I just thought it was a little premature. So.
oh, did you hear what his old teammate Richard Sherman said about Russ?
Oh, what did he say?
I think he said he played him out. So he said that Russ played himself out of the Hall of Fame, and that he had the defense basically to carry him and the team to that Super Bowl. He's not a fan. Richard Sherman is not a fan.
Exactly.
He ain't a fan of Russ.
Doesn't Sherman always have some kind of a weird take on things, where it seems like he can start some shit with somebody all the time?
Yeah. Nablers.
In fact, I was probably the reason why I didn't focus too much on the Giants game. I was more interested in what was going on with New York baseball, because today was the opportunity for the Mets to survive and make it to a wild card. They needed Cincinnati to lose, and they needed to win, and they got screwed. I mean, they screwed themselves. They lost anyway.
Yeah.
And then the Yankees had a shot at winning the American League East if the Blue Jays lost, and because they ended with a tie record, but the Blue Jays have the better record head up against them, so they naturally win the American League East. So there was a lot going on, and I'm a huge Yankees fan, so it's like I was more focused on baseball today than football.
I hear you. I wish I cared. I
But
wish I cared about the Guardians. I love the Indians. I don't care about the
yeah.
Guardians.
Well,
Maybe when they make it to the World Series. I don't
that
know.
that's what I was gonna say. The were you a grow? Did you grow up a Cleveland Indians fan?
Yeah, love
Uh,
them. Oh
So
my God, bro.
did it piss you off that they got rid of the name? Because that name is kind of like legendary. I mean,
I mean, I'm still rocking. I'm
the
still
Indians
rocking
hat.
the Yahoo hat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, man. That's
still
the way to
rocking that.
go. Like if I'm buying that gear, I'm buying that hat.
Yeah, I'm not rocking no
Uh,
Guardians gear. Hell with that. That to me, that's surrender. They surrendered.
uh,
So I wish I could show you my screen. I would show Jackson Dart's mom, but you guys look it up. You guys look it up. All right.
but
So what were you gonna say?
no, I was gonna say, did you want me to show that pickup I had today?
Yeah, yeah.
I was kind of hoping before Ben left, but because I know he's a Golden Age guy as well. Like he likes Golden Age. But I grabbed this in my LCS today. Shout out to Royal Collectibles and my guy Mike, the owner. Always gets great stuff. And because of Dino with that coverless Golden Age book,
Yeah.
remember it took him years to find the cover and then he married them and sent it in to get graded.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got this thing where I don't look away from this now. So now I'm gonna just put this on my long list of fun of trying to find a cover just for this. This is Captain America Comics number 68 from 1948. It's a complete book. It's not missing any pages, and it's probably, if it did have a cover that matched the grade of the actual interior book, it'd probably grade out at a 2.0.
Mm.
So for me, this is worth the wait. You know,
Yeah,
it's
man.
got a nice first page art of Golden Girl and Captain America together, which is pretty good with the villain. So I grabbed that, and part of the deal, I grabbed this. Now this is a cover with no book in it, which is Batman number 50, and it's a legendary Two-Face cover.
Mm.
1948. And this is what they consider this like one of their classic covers, and it's a nice early Batman cover. No book inside, so if I ever find a coverless copy, I'm definitely gonna do the marry and submit just to see in a slab, you know. And it's a low grade cover. It's not like it's a high grade. It's just fuck it, you know. It gives me something to do.
Heck yeah.
And then I grabbed this Archie, which is 1950, number 46. And I'm starting to appreciate this a little more just because of all the coverage his Golden Age books get, and it gives you, you start saying, "Wow, I probably typically would have overlooked stuff like this back in the days. Now I don't." So, and I'm gonna have a number 57.5 at New York City Comic Con. So I figured this only made sense to pick this up, and this is all today's purchase from my LCS. So, like I said, shout out to my LCS and to Mike. Great deal, and he always gets great books. So,
You ready for NYCC?
um, I'm ready because again, it's kind of routine for me. I've been doing it for years. But I, no matter how much preparation I put into it, I always feel like I'm not ready. Meaning, I always feel like I'm forgetting something or not enough is brought, and you know. But it's fun, and it's going to be cool because the Beyond Wednesdays guys are going to be down there.
Yeah.
Brian is going to be down there. Big Leg, Big Clutch. Although me and Clutch and Leg have been together at a few other cons
Mm-hmm.
when I traveled for Spears. So, but this will be my first time meeting Brian in person, and I personally like Brian a lot. I
Hell
consider
yeah,
him a
yeah.
friend, so it'd be cool to meet him in person. And so I think it's going to be fun for so many other reasons other than making money and having the usual fun at Comic Con.
Okay.
I got this book today too. Not a purchase today. I got this back from my LCS. They do pressing and cleaning there. I got this for a great deal from them as far as price goes, and I noticed it wasn't pressed. And he just said, "I don't want to waste my time with pressing it. It's the grade. No, the grade wasn't high enough for him to say, well, maybe I should get this press and clean before I sell it. So I
Right.
bought it off of him unpressed, and then I paid them to press it, and it came back really fucking nice. And now I'm kind of like weirded. I'm thinking, should I get Chris Claremont to sign this because he's going to be at my LCS next month doing a signing.
How
And
many copies of that do you have?
I have a 9.6 of this white
Okay.
pages
All right.
in a slab, so I'm not cracking my slab to get a signature on it. That's just not happening. Especially the 9.6, you know.
Well, I wouldn't. I can't stand signing like high grade books anyway. So
Right.
I would say, yeah, that'd be perfect.
But the thing is, I really grabbed this so I can put it out for New York Comic Con because I have a whole X-Men run from like 94 all the way up
Yeah.
to like $150.
Mhm.
So I'm like, it's gonna feel weird not having this on the wall. So I may just put this on the wall, and if it doesn't sell, then I'll get it signed.
Okay.
So, but
honestly, you
we'll
can
pick
get
up.
Chris Claremont to sign anything
Yeah, it's
that
just
he
that's
has.
if you think about it, between issue 94 and 144, which is like the John Byrne Claremont run,
Yeah.
and Cockrum, this is probably one of the more legendary covers out of that run. You know, like you have 94 and then you have 101, and then I guess you can go right to what? First Alpha Flight, which is really not a
Mhm.
legendary cover. It's a legendary first appearance, but it's not a legendary cover.
Right.
Then I think you start going into what? Dark Phoenix stuff, you know, the covers, first Hellfire Club. But even those covers aren't all of that, you know? So I don't know. So
Oy vey.
and we didn't I guess I didn't show these to the guys yet, which was we were
Oh yeah,
talking
yeah. Okay, I
yeah,
wanted to talk about that.
we were talking about pulps, and this is from the pulp era. It's thick like a pulp, but it's magazine size.
Oh, okay.
And like I said, it's purple label because of the glue on the spine, which I kind of
Mhm.
feel is typical for that era. Um, but for me, this checks a lot of boxes. I love the trade, the way it starts off this way and goes in small like that. I love the aliens. I like that they fucking zap the guy and they're about to fucking who knows do what to him when they get him inside that ship. But I love so many things about this, and for the price that I paid very little for this, and as is like this slab.
Yeah.
So I knew already what it was. But 1930, bro,
1930.
1930, and
Yeah,
the
I was
back of
gonna
this book is
say.
clean. Look
I
how
was
clean
gonna.
it is.
Yeah, I was
You
gonna
know,
say that cover looks like if you told me it was from like the 70s or something like that, I
yeah,
wouldn't believe you. It looks ahead of its time, especially like
it's
the big-headed little green spacemen.
yeah, it's like real creepy aliens on there. They're like somewhat human looking, but not.
Hmm.
And so you know, for guys that love the pulp, that's the definitely a pulp era book.
Yes.
And Amazing Stories has a really nice, if you look up Amazing Stories, whether you Google it or look up sales or in the census, really nice covers and a lot of sci-fi and a lot of that, you know, not too much horror. It's like sci-fi, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of UFOs and robot covers, some of that Twilight Zone looking horror, you know. Oh, and this was a pickup on eBay. Now, this has an interesting. This is why when you see an interesting book, and just because it doesn't have a witness signature series label or verification JSA, doesn't mean the signature is not real.
Hmm.
Have a conversation with the seller, and I did. I reached out to the seller. This book sat on eBay, I want to say for a month straight. And you got to remember, Mark Spear is one of the hottest artists in the comic industry right now, right? This is one of his earliest works on Spawn. He's about to do Spawn 77, so I think everything Spawn, especially stuff that he's done already, is probably going to get an uptick. But signed by Mark Spears at Huntsville Comic Con, and I was there when the chick had this sign. Now I didn't know at first it was her. I didn't even know the seller I was talking to was a woman until she actually sent me a picture of her with Michael J. White. This is Michael J. White's signature.
Mm.
All right. So he obviously played Spawn in the movie. To me, this
Yes.
is equivalent to getting Tobey Maguire to sign a Spider-Man book in a sense.
I
You
got you.
know, as
Yeah.
far yeah, and he's the only guy that ever played Spawn. There's nobody else. So I mean, uh She has a picture with Michael J. White at a panel he did where he was willingly signing for anybody at the panel before the Mark Spear signing. So I remember seeing this book come across the table during the signing, and I didn't know whose signature that was when it came across. I didn't ask questions, I just saw it. And then I saw her put it on eBay, and then when I messaged her, she has pictures with him, and then I realized it's the woman that I actually saw online. And we talked a little bit. So she gave me a nice little discount, like she gave me a best offer deal. And I snatched this up. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this signed by McFarlane and then JSA it.
Right on.
So,
Hell yeah.
so we'll have the trifecta. We'll have Spears, McFarlane, and Michael J. White.
Hell yeah. Nice.
So I definitely wanted to share that because I thought it was an interesting book. And this is exactly, again, why I tell people don't be afraid to message the seller. If you ask for more pictures, and you'd be surprised, they'll have pictures from the signing, from the show. And she said, if you want to print out, the picture, that's fine, for proof. So I said, okay, but it was cool that she gave me all that information. And again, I kind of vaguely remember her from being on the line at Huntsville. And I told her I did remember seeing the book, but I never asked whose signature was that above, where Mark Spear signed.
Yeah.
I was like, because you really can't make it out. But then when I saw it on eBay and she actually says it's Michael J. White, I started putting the picture together, and I said, oh shit, this is the woman that came to Huntsville. And that's why, because I was at the table with Mark the whole time. So I saw the book come across. I just didn't know who the hell signed it before.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right.
But ask questions, man. You see somebody post something that's signed, you never know the proof they're going to give you of the signature. And if it's worth it to you, give it a shot. I paid very good for this. And I can't wait to get McFarlane to sign it when he does a little CGC private signing or something. And have them JSA that. It's going to be really nice.
All right on.
Yeah.
Are you going to request a T or a Todd?
I don't think you can request that. It's whatever he feels like doing. You can include a request.
Yeah.
Because I've done that with books. I've wrote down, if you don't mind, but respectfully, you better write it respectfully, because he will shit on you and do the complete opposite, I'm sure, if you don't say it respectfully.
And he'll take your comic and flop it around like that.
Oh, I don't know about that. I just know he's done CGC signings, and I respectfully wrote on the comic backboard, can you please sign in gold, or can you please sign in green? But respectfully ask, and I got all my wishes because he did exactly what I needed him to do on my previous submissions. So this one, I would probably just suggest a color that's different than, Michael J. White signed in green and Spears in pink. So I'd probably ask him to sign in a bright blue, just to go with the color theme,
right.
The colors on the book. And I'm sure he'll be willing to accommodate. But I, respectfully, you got to ask these people, can you do this? Can you do that? But I don't really think I give a shit whether it says, Todd or T McFarlane. I would just be happy to have the trifecta,
I hear you.
I have a feeling he would do Todd because he sees Mark fully signed his full name and Michael J. White signed his full name.
That's
he
true.
He might just say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to write the whole.
Yeah, he might appreciate that. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So. All right, everybody. Great show. Mm-hmm. Thank you for joining me once again. Heroes Were Born. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Always, man. I love being here, and that meeting in the store today was so fucking funny, man. I was really like it was fun. It was fun that somebody brought up your show in my comic shop. So
hell yeah. All right, everybody. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us BSing about comics, and that's always a good time. Thank you so much. Easy Comic Book Collecting. Thank you so much for the great gift. And we will circle back with an all-new Hot Book Alert Live. Okay, so I got to go take care of Sylvester. And we will see you later. All right, everybody. Good night.